Life is good, God is great, man. It's your boy J Mac, back for another reaction. Listen, I know right now, coming off this latest episode of the Ian and Marc Show, everybody's talking about Danny from the stop making his cameo appearance. I don't have too much to say about it. No, I'm lying. Yes, I do. Look, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I said a few videos back, I noticed maybe a month or two ago, maybe two months ago, on the Ian and Marc Show, I thought it was weird when Ian referenced the stop on the JBP. So I'm like, this nigga shouting out other podcasts, like he's shouting out other YouTube channels, and specifically the stop. I was like, that's a little odd because this was like when they was handing out like performance reviews and shit like that. And I remember, I forgot, I think it might have been Lamont. He handed him a review and he was like, yeah, congratulations, you was mentioned like 20 times on the stop. I'm like, this nigga counting how many times he got mentioned on this nigga channel. But I'm like, salute, that's dope for Danny. Now, so I'm not surprised that he made a cameo appearance. I've always felt like they had some type of, I don't know if it's a partnership, but they in cahoots in some type of way. I always felt like that. This just proves it. Let me give y'all my thoughts on Danny. And this is not to be like controversial. I don't have no beef. I don't know the man personally. But when I got introduced to the whole JVP community, it was through Danny at the stop videos. Then once, the algorithm let me know, who else is in the community. And I got hip to Elevation and a few other ones. So I got like 4 people that I watch regularly that's in the community. And I explained already, like, I just prefer Elevation's content. Now, my thoughts on Danny is his channel, he carved out a dope lane. Let me just give him props for that. He carved out a dope lane. I've never seen anybody else before him like be dedicated to commenting and like kind of doing like journalistic shit based off of other people's podcasts. Like he was a person who decided to report on the goings on of other podcasters. Cool, never seen it before. It's different. He carved out his own little lane. And he clearly focused on a few podcasts that he would really regularly talk about. JBP #1, and then Rory and Maul. Now I don't know what's going on with why he's so like involved with what's going on with the Rory and Maul show. Maybe he has a personal relationship with somebody over there. Maybe it's that Julian character. I don't know enough about it to speak on it, so I'm not. But my observation, y'all let me know what y'all think. This is just like my outside looking in. I don't know Danny personally, but he strikes me as it's like the JBP is using him as their personal TMZ. Like he's the TMZ of podcast reporting. And it seems like Joe and Ian, being as smart as they are, they like, if I could get this guy somehow in our pocket, not in our pocket, but if I could get him to ramp up his reporting of the JVP, we can use this guy to not only put out our narratives, but we could use him to bolster the position within the community. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's the TMZ of podcast reporting. But here's another one that was for the ladies who might not understand this next comparison. For my guys who understand sports, Danny reminds me of, and he strikes me as the Brian Windhorst of podcasting. Like y'all, some of y'all know where I'm going with this. Brian Windhorst is a sports reporter, analyst for the NBA. He has risen to like be one of the go-to people on the NBA, but specifically LeBron. So Brian Windhorst, very early on, you know what I'm saying, attached himself to LeBron James when LeBron was in high school. So he took it upon himself to follow LeBron James' career and be like a self-appointed LeBron James expert. And that says like what Daddy is. He's like the Brian Windhorst of the Joe Budden podcast. Like he just associated himself. He like right up in the hip, and now all things podcasting or all things JBP is you go to Daddy for it. Cool. There's no hate. I think this shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? He's just a different kind of guy. You know what I mean? He outside looking in, he seems a little nerdy, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. And it shows in his journalistic abilities. Like he's really talented at what he does. He just giving me 40-year-old virgin vibes. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, I'm off of Danny. I just had to mention it because it seemed like that's what everybody was like. The big takeaway from the Ian and Marc show is that Danny was on there. Not surprised. However, the rest of the show is dope. I've been saying this for a long time. I'm a big fan of the Ian and Marc show. It just keeps getting better and better. I've been talking about how this show opens up opportunities for additional sponsorships and ad placements and things like that. And as they are starting to take this show out on the road, like going to different businesses, you can see they're using the show to fish for sponsor deals. Even Mark Lamont Hill in the show is like, nigga, I'm looking for some paper. Like they went to Red Lobster and he like, am I finna get a deal? Like, he bring Dunkin' Donuts every day. It's like, am I finna get some type of ad sponsorship revenue from this? And to use the show to fish for those deals, it's genius. It's genius. Even when they was at Red Lobster, it's like they can use this show in real time to capitalize on shit that's going viral in the news. Because if y'all have not been aware, I'm pretty sure y'all are if y'all watching this video, Red Lobster's been in the news and people have been making videos about Red Lobster and the seafood boil and shit, talking about how bad it is. And I even seen a big YouTuber. Her name is what is her name? I think her name is Yoki Stirrup or something like that. I got hit to her a few years ago because she big with the guns. She be shooting guns and shit like that. So I got hip to her, and she got the BBL, and you can use that to your advantage, and she definitely does that. But she made a video where she went to Red Lobster. I guess she was posted up in Red Lobster with her camera doing a review, and she ended up getting kicked out. Now she's a big YouTuber, and I understand, like, if you don't know certain people, you're not going to be in a situation where you could realize the benefits of having certain people filming your establishment. So maybe the workers there that day didn't really understand who she was. They could have easily looked her up, but they didn't know who she was. They kicked her out. She made a video about it, and a few days later, I seen her drop with another video, and she said that the CEO of Red Lobster reached out to her, apologized, and I'm like, you know what? The Red Lobster CEO is black, young black man. He's changed the culture at Red Lobster. He's doing a really, really good job, and this is just another example of how being in tune and in touch with your audience can help your business go a long way. So just like the CEO of Red Lobster is in touch with the community, and he's, he is smart enough to use the community to his advantage to promote his overall goal of business. It's the same thing Joe Budden and Ian is doing with their community. Same thing you're doing with Danny. Same thing you do with Elevation. You have to be in touch with the community and use that community to grow and expand your business. So I thought that was super dope to see in real time them sit down at Red Lobster. I knew it was something fishy when they was sitting at the table and they had that weird angle and they showed that one person with their back turned sitting at the booth behind them. And I'm like, that got to be somebody. And then it turned out it was Danny. So salute to you, Danny, for your new role up there at the JBP. But as far as the content goes, it's like now that we see that you're really, really locked in with those guys. I mean, the interviews that you do with them, it's like what's the word? It's like everything's gonna be just performative at this point. Like I don't know if anybody's going to give you an interview from the JBP and like really give up some tea or some shit. Like I seen a lot of clips from the Imani interview, and nothing in that interview was like, I didn't watch the whole thing, but just the clips. It's like, I don't know. It just seems very performative. So I don't know what type of genuine content he's going to get if he does sit down interviews. Like he said, he wanted a Mark Lamont Hill interview. It'll get views for sure, but I mean, is Mark really gonna give up any type of tea with Danny that he don't give up on the show? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? He just did a Breakfast Club interview. Is he gonna give something different to Danny? No, I feel like it's gonna be more. I feel like anything that they do is gonna be an extension of the. That's where I'm looking at it now. Like Mark is in his complete acting bag, and he's embracing it. He's doing a great job at it, and I don't see him diverting from that anytime soon. I will say, respectfully, Mark Lamont Hill, Mrs. Mark Lamont Hill is a beautiful lady. She was on the show. It was a surprise to me to see her on the show, and I just hope that they're warming up to get on Pod Wives. I would really, really, really enjoy seeing Mark Lamont Hill, Mrs. Mark Lamont Hill on Pod Wives with the rest of the crew. Instead of Mark being the moderator, even though he's great in that role, I would love to see the two of them with the rest of the cast, with Joe Budden giving these crazy ass questions, and them just really giving more real life, more insight into how they giving it up. That would be dope. And yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely agree with you, Elevation. We gotta step this shit up. See, my whole thing is like, I feel like my role in this JBP community is like, I'm outside. That's me. That's my thing. I'm outside. I get my reviews outside, and I'm finna actually step that shit up too. I'm not gonna lie. I got a few ideas. This last episode did motivate me in a different way. I've been thinking about this, but now that I'm seeing these things transpire, it's like, yeah, it's definitely an opportunity out here, and I don't give a fuck about what no haters gotta say. My homie Elevation, I don't know this nigga, but I feel like we locked in. We gotta understand it. Once he, you know what I'm saying, gave me the green light to keep going with this shit, and I'm watching him grow. I'm watching his channel more than I'm watching anybody. I started following him when he was like 1,000 something subs. Now he up to 7 bands. What? Oh, I got my eye on you, dog, for sure. And then, you know what I'm saying, once Ian reached out to me and he let me know that he enjoyed what I'm doing, it's like, shit, I don't really need no approval from nobody else, so I don't give two fucks about what nobody else got to say. But I am looking forward to the haters, because you don't really have no type of traction unless somebody's hating on your channel. If it ain't no hate comments, like, you ain't getting no traction. Nigga, I'm out here feeling like Sean G, man. Sidebar. No, man, but salute to y'all, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if y'all ain't done so already. I'm outside. I'm finna be outside for the rest of the year. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be outside for the rest of these reactions. I started this shit in January when it was 4 degrees, so it ain't nothing to me, man. I'm out in Cleveland. We deal with all type of shit, so I might even pop up in a few different places. I know y'all like ratchet shit. I might pop up in the hood somewhere, post up. I got some ideas, man, but y'all stay tuned, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. It's the J Mac Show.